In a lush groves, under the shade of the Bodhi tree, sat Siddhartha Gautama, a prince who renounced worldly pleasures in pursuit of enlightenment. The air was filled with a palpable sense of tranquility, as nature itself seemed to pause, eagerly awaiting the birth of a new era of wisdom. Gautama's journey was not one of mere curiosity, but of a deep, burning need to understand the true nature of life and suffering. He had spent years in rigorous ascetic practices, subjecting his body to extremes, yet the ultimate truth eluded him. Realizing that neither indulgence in worldly pleasures nor extreme asceticism was the path to true enlightenment, he chose the middle way, a path of moderation and introspection. One day, as he sat in deep meditation, a group of curious villagers approached him, their faces etched with lines of hardship and toil. An elderly man stepped forward, his voice trembling with age and emotion. "Great sage, we have heard of your quest for truth. Tell us, what have you found? Can your teachings free us from the suffering that clings to our lives like a shadow?" Gautama opened his eyes, and a gentle smile graced his lips. His gaze was deep and compassionate, touching the hearts of all who stood before him. "Friends," he began, his voice calm and soothing, "true wisdom is not in endless talking, nor in the mere words of others. It is in experiencing the truth personally. As the lotus rises from the muddy waters unsoiled, so must one rise through understanding and experiencing the truth." A young woman, carrying the weight of many sorrows, stepped forward. "But, wise one, how does one experience this truth? Our lives are filled with endless toil and suffering." Gautama nodded, understanding her plight. "Suffering is a part of our existence," he said. "But understand its cause, and you will find the path to its cessation. The root of suffering is desire, the endless craving that binds us to the cycle of rebirth." The villagers listened intently, their hearts open to the teachings of this enlightened being. By following the Noble Eightfold Path, right understanding, right thought, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration, one can end this cycle of suffering. It is a path that demands diligence and mindfulness, but it leads to the ultimate freedom, nirvana. A young boy, his eyes filled with innocent curiosity, tugged at his mother's clothes. "Mother, what is nirvana?" he asked. Gautama overheard the question and replied. "Nirvana, young one, is a state of profound peace and the highest happiness. It is the liberation from all that binds us to the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. In nirvana, there is no suffering, no desire, no sense of self, only the eternal tranquility of being." The villagers absorbed his words, a sense of hope kindling in their hearts. An old farmer, his hands gnarled from years of labor, stepped forward. "But, great teacher, how can we, ordinary people entangled in the daily struggles of life, walk this noble path?" Gautama's eyes shone with empathy. "Start by being mindful of your thoughts and actions. Cultivate compassion and kindness in your hearts. Let your speech be true and beneficial. Harm no living being. These simple acts are the first steps on the path to enlightenment." The sun began to set, casting a golden hue over the gathering. A woman, holding a babe in her arms, spoke softly, "Your words bring comfort to our hearts, but the journey seems long and arduous." Gautama nodded in agreement. "Yes, the path is not easy, and it demands perseverance. But remember, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Each moment, each action mindful and in line with the path, brings you closer to enlightenment. As the stars began to twinkle in the night sky, a hush fell over the crowd. Gautama's presence seemed to radiate a calm that enveloped everyone there. A young maiden, her eyes reflecting the starlight, whispered, "How will we know when we have found the truth?" Gautama replied in a voice that seemed to echo the rhythm of the universe, "When your mind is free from turmoil, when you no longer crave for what you do not have, and do not lament for what is gone, when you find joy and peace in the present moment, then you will know you are close to the truth." The villagers slowly dispersed, each carrying a spark of wisdom in their hearts. Gautama, left alone under the Bodhi tree, closed his eyes once more, his heart brimming with compassion for all beings. His teachings, simple yet profound, would ripple across centuries, touching the lives of millions. One is not a bearer of the teaching by virtue of much speaking, but one who has experienced the truth in person. He is indeed a bearer of the teaching, he had said. And so, the Buddha's legacy continued, a testament to the timeless journey of seeking and finding the truth within.